and welcome back. So in Professor Caitlin's class, grades are distributed normally of a mean of 70 and a standard deviation of 15. In Professor Chase's class, grades are distributed normally of a mean of 84 and a standard deviation of 5. If you want to achieve at least an A grade, which is set at 93 in both classes, compare the difficulty of obtaining this grade in each class. Considering the grade distributions, in which professor's class is it easier to achieve an A? Could be an important question. So let's frame the problem. So we are trying to get probability above x, right? Because we want to get an A. All right, so let's pick the function. And we're trying to get probability, so we're going to use this again. And so the case, it's one tail right in both cases because we want to get an A. The probability we're going to be above the 93. All right, let's get the mean. So for Professor Caitlin, it was a 70. And for Professor Chase, it was an 84. And the standard deviation was 15 and 5. All right, what's x in this case? This is kind of really interesting. X is 93 because, right, we're looking for what's the probability you're going to get a 93. So it's 93 for both of them. And then let's calculate the z-scores so we can actually answer this question. Actually, before we even get there, let's take a look at the picture. So here you've got Professor Chase's class, and you can see the grades are kind of all packed in here. Whereas in Professor Caitlin's class, they're all over the board, right? You can do really badly, but you can also do really well. And there's the 93. Those two dots line up right above each other. So the question is, which curve, the black curve or the green curve, has more area underneath it? In other words, more available dots. It's a little bit hard to see here, right? But over here, it's actually pretty clear, right? There's Professor Caitlin. She's got more dots, right? So there's going to be more cases of people getting an A in her class than Professor Chase, right? And so if you're looking to get an A, you got a better chance in Professor Caitlin's class. Of course, you also have a good chance of getting a lower grade because she also gives out low grades here. All right, so if you're a good student, sign up for Professor Caitlin. If you're a bad student, maybe you want to stay with Professor Chase. All right, so z-scores. So z-score is equal to x minus mu divided by the standard deviation in both cases. And then the probability is norm dot s dot dist of that z-score and true. All right, but it's to the right, remember, and so if it's to the right, we have to subtract 1 minus all that probability and then do that for both. And you can see more probability in Professor Caitlin's class that you're going to be to the right or to the right of 93, meaning that you've got an A in the class. All right, so let's look at the questions. Well, actually, I think I'm just going to let you look at the questions and reflect on those and answer them. And so that's it for this one.